If you want to know what the heck is going on with the housing market, well, you're at the right place. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Petena Thomas, your realtor serving the Washington, D.C. metro area, specifically Montgomery County, Maryland. Today, we're breaking down what happened in the housing market last month in April. And trust me, it was anything but boring. Plus, I've got some fresh numbers from last week, and I'm talking the first week in May, so you can get an idea for where things might be headed. So whether you're thinking of buying, selling, or you're just keeping an eye on the market, you'll want to hear this, so stick around. So let's start with April. 871 homes sold in Montgomery County last month, and that's basically flat compared to April 2024, up just by 0.3%. But compared to March 2025, it was a big jump. Sales were up over 32%, which is exactly what we would expect for the spring market. The median sold price, it hit $670,000, which is up 3.1% from last year and up nearly 10% from March. That's a strong sign of growing demand and tight competition for well-priced homes. And here's the big headline: inventory. Montgomery County had 1,625 active listings in April, which is up 75% from this time last year. So after a long stretch of limited options, buyers are finally seeing more homes hit the market. So what's driving these shifts? So new listings were up 6.1% year over year and 12.1% from March. Pending sales were down 10.4% compared to April 2024, which tells us some buyers, they're hitting pause or being more selective, as they should. This dynamic, it pushed our months of supply to 2.02. Still a seller's market, but much more balanced than the 1.2 months we've had last year. Our days on market crept up slightly to 7 days, still quick, but buyers had just a bit more breathing room than in previous months. But with that said, showings dropped 21.3% year over year, meaning fewer buyers are out looking at each home compared to last spring. Now let's break this down a bit by property type, because one type of property might be saying one thing, the other might be saying the other. All right, so detached homes, they're still going strong. We saw 492 sales. That's a 2.1% increase from last year. The median price hit $900,000, which is 8.4% higher than March and 2% higher year over year. So inventory for detached home, it rose, but this category is still tighter than others with just under 2 months of supply. All right, onto our townhomes. 174 sold in April, and that's up almost 5% year over year. The median price was $505,000, showing slower growth, and that's just under 1% from March. Townhomes are still moving quickly, matching the overall market at 7 days on market. Condos, and as always, this is where we usually see the biggest shift. Sales were down 6.4%, but prices jumped nearly 12% to a median of $327,000. Condos are sitting on the market longer, 13 days on market, and inventory more than doubled with 2.58 months of supply. This segment may be where buyers would find the most flexibility right now. Now let's fast forward to May for a quick snapshot. As of the week ending May 4th, weekly showings total 5,133. That's just slightly below last year's 5,240. Price reductions are more common these days. 10.3% of listings had a price cut versus 7.7% this time last year. Our active listings came in at 1,520. That is almost double what we saw last month. Median list price hit $735,000 compared to $650,000 last year and $669,000 at the end of April. In new listings for that week, 334, and that's up from 305 the same time last year. So what does all these numbers mean? So while buyers have more choices, sellers are starting to adjust pricing to meet the market. So overall, with this market update, what does it mean for all of you? Well, for sellers, you're still in a good position. Prices are up, and well-prepped homes, they are selling quickly. But with more competition and buyer activity start cooling slightly, pricing and presentation matter more than ever. Buyers, you've got more leverage than last year, more homes to choose from, and less competition per property. But the best listings, they are still moving fast, especially in popular price ranges. So don't wait too long when the right one pops up. Now I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room as to why the market is where it's at right now. And I think it has a lot to do with mortgage rates. So as of early May, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is sitting at 6.76%. And that is still high compared to 2020, 2021 lows, but lower than the peaks we saw in late 2023. It is keeping monthly payments elevated, which is influencing buyer behavior, especially in the lower price points. So to wrap it all up, Montgomery County's market, it is still very strong, but we're seeing a slow and steady shift towards a more balanced market. Finally, this is a market where strategy matters, and I'm here to help you navigate it. So if you have any questions or you want to talk more about your specific situation, drop them in the comments or reach out to me directly. I would love to help. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss next month's update. Thanks for watching. Bye.